Alright, so now that I finished painting the inner frame, there's the other parts, which is the metallic ones. That is from these parts right here. I was going to... I think I mentioned before that I was going to go and paint it, you know, like mirror black, and maybe use like Alclad chrome for this. But I forgot that I purchased this one. This is Mr. Color's Ultra Metallic Ultra Silver. It's Ultra, as it says here. And I wanted to see how well it works. And quite frankly, it looks pretty good. Let me show you. I could have painted this black if I wanted to, but it looks really shiny. It has a bit of a brilliance that you guys, you know, it's pretty amazing to see. That's a small part. Let's do a bigger part here. And we'll use this, do a side-by-side comparison. I don't know if you guys can see. Let me turn this light on here. It'll be a lot easier. It has a nice brilliance to it. Maybe it'd be a lot brillianter if it had a black base, like a mirror finish in the back. But I don't think that would be necessary with this type. It is thick, almost similar to the Mr. Metallic Color GX line. I'm gonna do this for the eyes, of course, and the forehead noggin. See that? All right, we're going to do something big here. This one. Look at both sides because you never know. Don't know if the lighting is showing pretty well on this. Maybe if I give it a nice little chrome, gloss top coat, it will probably be a lot easier. But we're going to go with this for now. So let me continue on, and then we'll move on to the next colors. Alright, I didn't have the microphone connected. Ran out of battery. We'll take care of that later on. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm going to be using bright red. I know I said the other red that I was going to use, but I'm making some changes. as I'm getting to the final, getting some of the fewer parts of this kit. Let's make sure it works. I tested here. Do it again. And it's nice and smooth. See how much zoom I can do. I'm doing 10 times now. We'll keep it there for now. Is that waist unit? Or, not waist, but more like the upper part of the torso, or the lower part of the torso. Yep, that looks good. Let that dry. Good. There we go. Alright, let's do one more. This is the chin part. Alright. It is a bit wet, but the pigmentation is a little bit thick. So I'm kind of content with this. What I'll do is I'll just continue painting the remaining red parts. And what's left over in the reservoir, I'll give it a second light coat in case I miss something. So let me continue with the painting of the reds and we'll move on to the next color. Before I go on to the next color, which is actually technically I'm going to be using the Gaia Cobalt Blue. After reviewing this, I think I'm going to switch to this one. But before I jump onto this, I already have yellow prepared from the previous build. And since there's so few and far between us, I might as well take care of that as well. Let's see how it looks. Do a nice little mixture here. Set on the plate. Okay, I think that's good. We'll zoom in on this a bit. It should be quick and easy. Let's try this one. I'm going to do far away because I think this one's a little bit too wet. It has settled in on the bottle because I think I put more paint in it in the bottle before in the last video, but I think it looks okay. I spent a lot of time cleaning up this airbrush when I finished painting the red. That Gaia is like really thick, and it took a long time for me to remove the excess paint. Let's try this one here. I'm going to give it a nice coverage. It looks good. But I'll give it a second pass in a moment. Let's take care of this one here. Alright, the fumes on this is starting to kick in now. Let me turn on the oops. There we go. It looks good. Then what I'll do is, like I said, let it rest a bit, then give it a second coating. Last two, let's take care of these quickly. That completes the yellow. I'll give it a minute to rest and then we'll go to the next color. Before I move on to the next color, which is the blue, I think it's about time I do a little pre-shading on the white, especially the wings, because I think they need it the most. And whether I'm going to do the actual, main body, I don't know. I haven't thought of it yet, but I may end up doing it anyway. But right now, I'm going to do a light gray on the areas, like at the tips of all the wings. Like right here, these. There is a bit of an edge here, so I'm just going to This is not black. This is like a regular Phantom Gray. I was going to use that as just to see how well it comes out. think that's it. Something like that. All right, this one, there's a lot of detail here, so I'm gonna Now, there are these holes here, which is representing the tips of the feathers, which we're going to get in a minute. Let me get those feathers. Add it to the side here. I think this is a lot better than doing it all black because it's a little subtle. And eventually I'm going to be, using the Panaline marker, Panaline, paint, and fill in the gaps of this. Just a little bit of detail there. I've seen a lot of people do like nice little color designs with, oops, too close, with the feathers. Like I did with the version Kotoki Master Grade a few years ago. And by the way, you get 10 of these little feathers. You gotta be, hopefully you don't lose them. That's good enough. If it's a little too much, not a big deal. Just enough to well, it will be covered up with the white once I get that taken care of. Some of these wings are a little weird in the way, which I gotta figure out, but yeah, it looks good. This is taking a while to get all this done. But once I am completed, then we'll move on to, of course, final stages of painting, which will be the blue and then the white. So let me continue on with this, and we'll move forward to the next stage.